If you have any questions about the content that I will share with you today, maybe you need some exercises for your own employees meetings, please feel free to email me, share my information with whomever you want, including my cell phone. It's all available publicly on the web. So today we'll be talking about emotional intelligence. And I wanted to ask you guys, have you ever, or how many of you have ever said something to your spouse, to your child, to your boss, or your peer that you later regretted? How many of you have done it? Almost everybody, if we're honest, right? The reason why we actually do or say things that we should not be saying or doing is because very often we let our emotions take control over us instead of us taking control over our emotions. And that is called emotional hijacking, when you let your temper loose or you make rash decisions. So today we'll be talking about how can you actually avoid doing it. How can you be in control instead of letting your emotions control you, right? Because that's what we want. We want to be in control, don't we? We want our emotions to lead us to where we want to be in our life, career, relationships, right? Good. By the way, if you guys want to get most out of this workshop, I will need your engagement and participation. If we will just be sitting here quietly, we probably won't achieve much. It's giving and receiving. It's two-part conversation should be. I will be sharing something with you, and then I'll ask you questions, and I will expect you to share with me as well. Will that work for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Anna, do you want us to use our emotions?
So you'll see how it works. First exercise we're gonna do, and if maybe Jack, you can move to this table, and can you move to this table? We'll probably have to have 2 people at each table, and maybe you guys can move together, and I will be your partner. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to take 3 minutes, and I have my timer here. And since we're talking about employees' engagement, I want to make sure that we define what emotional engagement, what engagement is, right? And we can talk about it abstractly for hours and hours, but what I want from you is I want you to share with your partner for 1.5 minutes, and then another person shares for 1.5 minutes. How does it feel? What is the value of engagement to you personally? What had happened to you previously when you felt this motivation, excitement about your work, when you felt so engaged? How is it different from when you feel not engaged, disengaged, disconnected? What makes this difference? What causes you to either be engaged or disengaged? I need your attention. What were some of your findings?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, and I was just going to say they were similar, so.
The more engaged that you are, the more effort, discretionary effort that you're going to put in to your work in the work environment, basically.
Yeah.
Fulfillment.
Yes, okay, so you feel personal fulfillment, you don't really feel, you evaluate efforts differently, you're willing to do more. What else?
You feel like you're having, I'm sorry, what was your name?
Dominic.
Dominic was talking about the fact that he feels like he's really having an impact.
You're making a positive difference. Great, okay. What else?
Feeling more energy, feeling energized.
Instead of losing energy and getting tired, you're actually getting energy in and you're willing to do more, you're ready to go and change the world. Who makes you feel engaged or disengaged? Is it your spouse? Is it your child, your boss, your coworker?
It's all me.
It's what?
It's all me. When I'm really in
It's
something,
all you.
yeah, it
Okay.
has nothing to do with, someone can't come and tell me, hey, you need to get in the zone right now. I have to be feeling that myself.
I like it. So who makes you feel this way?
I do.
You do, okay. Are there any other opinions?
I think I'm sorry. Sorry. I think the actual work, it's the type of work or what you're doing helps motivate you. I mean, if
The type
if
of work, okay.
is not meaningful to you, you tend to be less engaged.
Okay.
If it is meaningful work, I think you are more self-motivated.
Nice.
Enjoy it.
Have you ever experienced in your life that you worked in a workplace and you had a very nice boss, so lovable, you were so engaged, just willing to do whatever it takes and work 24/7 for this boss, and then you have the same salary, the same type of work, the same nice office, comfortable chair, new computer and everything, but your boss leaves, and you're now having a different boss who is not the same, does not provide you with the same acknowledgement, is not able to really connect with you on a personal level, and you're like telling your husband, you know what, I don't even want to be there anymore. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because, I mean, everybody needs appreciation, and we love it from our peers. Studies have shown that if it's your supervisor, your relationship with your supervisor, that is so key. And if it's not there, we do disengage.
There is a
Great,
quote that
and I know you
frequently
wanted to
comes-
comment on it, right?
Oh, no, I was just agreeing.
Yeah.
You were being okay.
I think it's,
Hello and welcome.
I think it's important to kind of set the expectations with that person. This is what motivates me.
Good. What I wanted to find out, and thanks so much everybody for your feedback. What I wanted to find out is that what do we feel as a group? And we found out that actually your boss, your colleague, the type of work you do, and you yourself, that's what creates employees' engagement, satisfaction, finding the meaning, positive difference. And you all are absolutely right. It's a combination of everything. So now we define employees' engagement. And employees' engagement can make a significant difference between organizations' outstanding performance and mediocrity. So your employee engagement is going to create outstanding performance. That is going to lead you to financial success, to the loyalty of your brand, to your brand equity, and to sustainability and success of your business. That's how it works. The foundation of employees' engagement is emotional intelligence. And that is one's ability to understand the cause and consequence relationship between our emotions, the feelings they create, and our own motivation, our actions, behaviors, our interactions with our colleagues, customers, partners, investors, and other stakeholders, right? So what is emotional intelligence? According to Multi-Health System Incorporation, emotional intelligence is a set of emotional and social skills that collectively establish how well we perceive and express ourselves, establish and maintain social relationships, first it's me and then it's you, and then cope with stress, accept challenge, and use emotional information in a meaningful way. Here's a list of companies that I wanted to share with you, and particularly I wanted to bring to your attention the experience of the United States Air Force. Using the emotional intelligence tools, they've been able to reduce their recruits' turnover from 35% annually to only 5%. This is what our EQ model looks like, and like I said, this model has been developed by Multi-Health System Incorporation and released in 2011. There are 25 years of research behind this model, and 4,000 people have been evaluated to actually create this assessment, and to this day, from 2011 to 2012, 6 million people have taken this assessment in 60 different countries around the world. That's how businesses use it to actually hire right people for right positions and to drive their bottom line. You can see that our EQ, emotional intelligence, is called EQ or EI, is at the core, and then soft skills roll up to the composite skills, and the composite skills roll up, and actually all of them affect our well-being, our happiness, and these two affect our performance, social and emotional functioning. Emotional self-expression, and that is one's ability to openly express feelings in a verbal and non-verbal way. This component contains 3 subcomponents: emotional expression, assertiveness, and independence. So we'll be talking about this. Emotional expression is your ability to communicate emotional information in a meaningful way through your tone of voice, your facial expression, your body language, the volume of your speech. All this matter. Have you ever experienced that? Yeah. So what I want to do is I want us to do the second exercise, and I want you again to pair with whoever is your neighbor, and I want you to talk about one business event or one business problem that you have worked or experienced today. The other person who will be listening to you, I want you to close your ears, and I want you, as you listen to them, I want you to listen to their body language. I want you to listen to their facial expression. For example, now you all don't even have to close your ears. I'm going to say something in Russian, and you're not going to understand what I say. That's why it's not applicable to you. But then I want you to guess my emotional state, right? So I'm going to say... За последнюю неделю я очень устала, потому что у меня очень много работы в школе и в моем бизнесе. What was my emotional state?
You were telling us a fact of some kind.
A fact of some kind.
Frustration?
Yeah, a little frustration.
Okay, exactly, good job. What else?
A little bit of irritation.
Exactly. I told you guys that in the last week I've been extremely tired because I have like this much work to do at my school and in my business. That's what I told you. Frustration, irritation, tiredness. So basically you don't... What? Do you not trust me? So I usually do this exercise and nobody in the room speaks Russian, so that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to close your ears, and regardless of what they say, I want you to read their body language and facial expression, and then I want you to give the feedback and tell this person what you think their emotional state was and how it matched the verbal content they shared. What's the purpose of this exercise? The purpose of this exercise is usually wow and an aha moment to people who actually speak. They're like, that's not what I was saying at all. I can't believe that what I say is so different from what my body says. Now, was there anybody whose partner was saying something they thought one emotional state, and then they discovered that they actually did not match? Was that? Yeah. Why? Share with us.
Well, I was very expressive, and I am expressive with my hands, and Tom thought that I was very perturbed or angry about a situation, when in fact I was actually excited and about a situation.
How can it be perceived in a work environment? What can be the impact of this?
Well, if my employee thinks I'm particular because my body language isn't matching what my words are saying, that can cause shockwaves throughout the entire organization because my assistant talks.
It can be very important sometimes to understand where a person is as far as the emotional expression. We're all different. Interpersonal component. Interpersonal component stands for one's ability to build and maintain personal relationships over a long period of time. It's not just me coming here today, meeting you, saying, oh, you're so beautiful, nice to meet you, very smart, talk about emotional intelligence, and then forgetting you, right? It's me trying to establish a relationship with you and see how can it be mutually satisfying, mutually beneficial. That's what emotional intelligence, and particularly the personal component, is all about. It contains of interpersonal relationships, empathy, and social responsibility. Interpersonal relationships is the ability to develop and maintain, like I said, mutually satisfying and mutually beneficial relationships at the workplace with colleagues, partners, and all kinds of stakeholders. Empathy enables for great negotiation. When do we negotiate?
All day.
Every day, all day long. We negotiate with our partners, investors, customers, of course. We negotiate with our colleagues. We negotiate all day long on different subject matters. So we need to have empathy. I need to understand what it is that you want so that I can adjust my value proposition and perhaps create a win-win. When you have people with empathy on your team, especially your management team, when your leaders are empathic leaders, then you can be sure that whatever problems arise in your organization, there will be some kind of win-win solution found by these people, created. They are, instead of being pie eaters and going always for I win, you lose, or otherwise, they are pie bakers. They can actually find a way to bake bigger pies so that you and I can get a bigger piece together, right? Decision making component has to be evaluated before you hire your people. That has to do with a person's emotional business maturity, how well they can use the information they've gained in life to make decisions. We often have people with significant professional backgrounds, with all kinds of credentials, and they experience this emotional hijackings. They let their temper go, they spoil our culture, they make it almost impossible to work with them. They work against employees' engagement. They're killing employees' engagement because of not how smart they are, but how emotionally unintelligent they are. They can't use emotional information for decision making. Reality testing. Reality testing is one's capacity to see things as they are and not as we want them to be. In evaluating our own performance, in evaluating that of other people, in building relationships and assessing relationships with our peers, our customers, in evaluating the position of our company on the marketplace. For all these tasks, we need to have this. We need to be objective and fair in our judgments, and for that we need reality testing. Impulse control. The pictures say everything about this emotional intelligence competency. This is your ability to give up on something that you want immediately for the purpose of achieving long-term success. These people are patient and they have a better control, they have a better tolerance for stress, and we'll be talking about stress tolerance now. Stress management has to be evaluated before you hire people. When people cannot manage their stress, when they're not resilient, you pay for their burnout. Your company has to actually replace these people. Maybe your employees' turnover goes up and your company's insurance spendings go up as well. Stress management component has 3 subcomponents: flexibility, stress tolerance, and optimism. And when we talk about flexibility, we need to remember that this concept is about the fact that maybe what worked for you yesterday will not work tomorrow. And you know, many people, as a consultant, I come across people who tell me, well, we used to do it this way, and it always worked. Well, maybe not today, because the world is different. According to July's issue of Success magazine, technology is experiencing 20,000 years of progress, calculated in today's rate. By 1900s, it would take 150 years to double all human knowledge. Today, it only takes from 1 to 2 years. By 2020, all knowledge in the universe is expected to double every 72 days. Can what brought you to the success level yesterday guarantee success tomorrow? No, the answer is no. That is why we need to stay flexible. We need to stay open-minded. If we don't stay flexible, open-minded, intuitive, and just open for this dynamic workplace and business environment, then we're going to miss out on opportunities. So flexibility opens up to opportunities. In Deepak Chopra says, relinquish your attachment to the known, step into the unknown, and you will step into the field of all possibilities. Just keep your mind open. Stress tolerance. Coping with stressful adverse life situations in an effective way, especially because stress is an unavoidable part of today's rapidly changing workplace environment. We have to build resiliency. Resiliency is one's capacity to mobilize personal resources, to tolerate and overcome adverse life events without experiencing stress, and also to grow and develop as a consequence of such events. So that you have strategies to practice relaxation techniques, to meditate, to work out, to eat healthy, like we talked today about, which in long term ensures your resiliency. You are ready to better cope with stress. Resilient people perform effectively when faced with time pressures, disappointment, adversity, oppositions, and also people who are considered resilient